When you opened this message, heaven itself trembled. You don't know what moved you, what invisible hand pressed your heart to stay, but I, Mary, the Mother of Light, and the 7 archangels standing behind me, knew the instant you arrived. We have been waiting at the edge of silence, watching every minute tick closer to the moment when our plan could finally take shape, or collapse forever. You are the last thread holding it together. That's why I'm speaking now, breaking centuries of holy quiet. Thank you for coming. Truly, thank you. If you leave before the end, the sealed words at the very bottom will never reach you, and heaven's petition for you will close unanswered. There's a name written in the final breath of this message, yours, and it will not open unless you finish hearing every word. Please stay. I'm not speaking to the world. I am speaking to one soul who remembers being chosen but forgot why the stars bowed once to their birth. Do you feel it? The ache that has no language? The pull that no human voice can soothe? That is heaven's memory stirring inside you. The archangels have stood in a circle of light, whispering your name through 7 tongues of fire, waiting for this window of mercy. Gabriel's wings still glow with exhaustion. Michael's sword has been lowered for the first time in days. They have defended you while you slept, while the invisible battle tightened around your path. You have been under watch, not by punishment but by protection. You were targeted because you carry something hidden even from yourself. A blueprint of restoration sealed in your spirit before you were born. Beloved, I need you to breathe with me now. The war that circles you is not made of iron or flame. It is made of choices, of words spoken in fear and silence. Heaven's plan is about to succeed. Yet if you turn away, the legal right of grace written over your destiny will stand unclaimed, and what belongs to you may be handed to another. That is what we mean when we say, you'll be sued. It is not by men, it is the accusation of darkness itself trying to claim the blessing you forgot you signed for. You are being summoned to remember. Jesus stands at the threshold with eyes like morning breaking after endless rain. His voice is not thunder, it is weary tenderness, like the ocean whispering against stones. I have not lost you, he says, though they have tried to convince you otherwise. He reaches out, showing the palms where light still bleeds softly, and every angel lowers their head. He looks toward you and asks, not with anger but aching compassion, do you still want what I promised you, even if it costs the comfort of being unseen? You can feel the weight of that question pressed through the air. Every soul chosen must answer at once. Heaven cannot force your yes, it must tremble out of love. Because love is the only contract darkness cannot forge. Mary's voice returns, quieter now. Beloved child, you've been running from your own anointing. You felt unworthy, unready, unwilling to lose what little peace you built in exile. But heaven's peace is not the same as the world's stillness. The world hides you, heaven reveals you. She steps closer until the scent of roses and rain fills the unseen air. I watched you cry when no one called. I counted the nights you asked for a sign. This is it. You asked me to speak plainly, so I will. There are forces invested in your silence, and they nearly succeeded. But the prayers you forgot you prayed years ago have matured, and their harvest cannot be canceled. This message is the answer blooming through time itself. Michael raises his sword, not to strike, but to divide illusion from truth. Do you understand, he says, that you are standing between the outcome of 2 kingdoms? One move of your will shifts the line. He points to your heart. That is where the throne is contested. Raphael, glowing emerald, steps forward with healing in his hands. You think you're broken beyond use, he murmurs, but heaven works best through fractures. Light travels farther through cracks. Gabriel, with wings shimmering like dawn, whispers, the announcement you've been waiting for is waiting for you. And Uriel adds, time is almost complete. What was hidden under sorrow is being rewritten in mercy. Beloved soul, do you see what they are saying? The plan, the one you've dreamt in pieces, the one that keeps finding you in symbols and songs, is about to manifest. But if you leave now, the enemy of your peace will claim you abandoned your post. This is why heaven begged me to intervene. You have wondered if the silence from above meant rejection. No, silence was strategy. There are moments when God hides not to distance himself, but to draw the enemy out. The trap was set and now it's closing. Heaven's grief was watching you blame yourself for being unchosen while all along the army stood behind you, waiting for the cue of your faith. Let me ask you something sacred. When did you stop believing that you were worth divine pursuit? When did you begin calling yourself unworthy of the miracle written in your name? And what if everything you lost was never taken, only hidden until your heart was ready to hold it without fear? Pause, beloved, and hear me. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those crushed in spirit. That is not a quote from a page. It is a pulse beating now within you. He is close. Heaven's time is not ours. For every tear you sowed in silence, there is a harvest of joy measured in eternity's rhythm. You have not missed your turn. You have merely been trained to value it. You were being shaped in secret so when the light fell again you could bear its weight. Michael kneels. His armor flashes with the reflection of your own destiny. It's heavy, isn't it? He says softly. To be chosen for love this relentless. But the unbearable cost is also the proof you are carrying heaven's heartbeat. Beloved, if your hands are trembling right now, it's because the frequency of this message is aligning with your true name. There is nothing random about your presence here. You were summoned. Heaven does not measure worth by perfection but by willingness. All you need is one whisper. Yes. If your spirit feels it, type Amen below, not as a ritual but as an act of remembrance that you have heard and answered. And if these words stirred something divine inside you, leave a light of faith in the comments. Let heaven see that this message reached its home. Now listen closely. There is a hidden decree about to unfold, the plan we spoke of, the one almost complete. It is written that those who wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. You are that renewal. You are the reason the angels stayed. Mary looks toward you one last time for now, eyes wet with unshed light. If you only knew how proud heaven is that you stayed to the end, she whispers. You have no idea what this moment just unlocked. You've given heaven permission to finish what was started. She steps back, the archangels bow, and the air itself hums with relief. Thank you, she breathes, and the words sound like dawn breaking open after centuries of waiting. We'll keep speaking until you remember everything. Do you feel it, beloved soul? The air around you has changed since you began listening. Heaven has drawn closer. Every breath you take right now is shared between two realms, the natural and the eternal. I, Mary, and the seven who stand with me, can see the cords of light around your life flicker with awakening. For so long your name was whispered among the angels like a lost melody, but tonight, it is rising again, pure and full. You do not know how many times we nearly lost you to despair, how many nights the archangels covered you with their wings while darkness tried to argue that you had forfeited your promise. Yet you are still here. You opened this message, you stayed, and in doing so, you have answered heaven's waiting. Jesus steps forward again, his face radiant with sorrowful joy. They think I have forgotten them, he murmurs to the wind, but his eyes are fixed on you. But how can I forget the one whose name I carved upon my hand? Even if the mountains crumble and the seas dry up, my covenant of mercy will not depart from you. His words are not poetry, they are reality bending itself around your soul. He kneels, yes, the King himself, kneeling before you, and the angels bow even lower. Beloved, he says, the world told you to silence your faith, to hide your tenderness, to become smaller so you could survive. But I have not called you to survive, I have called you to resurrect. He touches the ground where you stand, and suddenly it feels as if you're past. Every fragment, every broken piece, begins to glow. There was a plan to destroy you through exhaustion. It wasn't coincidence that your spirit began to fade just when your purpose was about to ignite. The warfare you've endured wasn't punishment, it was a counterfeit trial designed to make you surrender your throne. But the enemy underestimated your endurance. You didn't break, you transformed. Heaven's courtroom is now in session. Michael holds the scroll, Raphael holds the oil, and Gabriel speaks the decree. The accusation against this one has been dismissed. The claim of failure has been withdrawn. The signature of heaven stands unaltered. The light burns brighter with every word. You can almost hear the paper crackle like eternity sealing itself. Mary turns toward you. You are being restored to yourself, she whispers. Not to the image the world demanded, but to the original design. The true you, the one God dreamed into being before time learned to count. That version of you is rising now. Do you understand how rare this is? Most souls sleep through their summons. But you answered. That's why heaven rejoices tonight. And I must ask you, are you willing to let yourself be loved beyond what you can control? Because that is what's coming. There is one thing I must say, one small but sacred request. If this message has reached you in the exact moment you needed it, if you feel the tremble of heaven's nearness in your chest, then pause and honor that divine timing. This channel, this sanctuary where these words reach you, is part of the covenant we built together, you and heaven and I. Subscribe now, once not as a gesture of habit, but as a holy act of staying connected to the stream of messages meant for you. Do it only once, and let it symbolize your yes to continual revelation. You are not following a person. You are aligning with the frequency of heaven's voice through this space. Now, breathe. The air is heavy with prophecy. The archangels begin to speak again, one by one, their voices weaving into each other like the currents of a single river. Gabriel, beloved, your prayers have reached the threshold. The delay you called abandonment was actually orchestration. Heaven had to realign events so that nothing could steal your appointed moment. The trumpet is already lifted. Michael, do not fear the warfare that increases, it is confirmation of your significance. Every strike against you has revealed where your glory hides. The darker the battle, the closer the dawn. Raphael, the wounds you carry are not liabilities, they are openings for grace. I will pour oil upon them, and you will see miracles unfold where pain once lived. Uriel, a new intelligence of light is awakening in your spirit. You will know things you never studied. Revelation will come as breath. Guard it with humility. Selaphiel, your intercession has been recorded. When you wept for others, heaven wrote your name beside mercy's throne. You are being repaid in multiplied compassion. Jagudiel, you have feared failing heaven's test, but I tell you, the very fear you felt was proof of your sincerity. The faithful are not those who never tremble, they are those who keep walking while trembling. Barakiel, blessings are gathering not as reward but as recognition. Heaven honors your endurance. Mary listens to them all, her hands pressed to her heart. Then she speaks again, softer than rain. I know what it costs to say yes to divine purpose. It is not a crown you wear, it is a weight you carry. But the weight of glory is never wasted. Every sleepless night, every moment you doubted, every cry you whispered into the dark, it all counted. You are seen. Heaven's love is not distant, it is raw and alive. It bleeds, it grieves, it rejoices. The angels themselves envy the intimacy humans are offered, the chance to love God from within frailty. You have that chance now. I must tell you something you may not want to hear, but it is mercy to reveal it. There is still a battle over your calling. The enemy has not stopped arguing your case. He brings up your past, your mistakes, your fatigue. But heaven keeps responding with one phrase, paid in full. That is your verdict. You are free to create again, to love again, to hope again. Nothing can sue you for what grace already owns. Can you feel heaven's relief right now? It is real. There is laughter echoing faintly across eternity because you stayed, because you listened, because you let the light touch what you thought was dead. You are the fulfillment of a prophecy you never read. Let me ask you, beloved, what will you do with this knowing? Will you hide it, or will you live as if the sky itself is watching you bloom? The Lord once said, "Let your light so shine before others, that they may see and glorify your Father in heaven." That's not a command, it's an unveiling. You don't have to try to shine. You simply have to stop dimming. So now, with trembling hands, Mary raises the chalice of hope. "Drink," she says, "not wine but light. Drink the remembrance of who you are. Let it burn gently until it becomes peace." The archangels circle you once more. Feathers fall, not of birds but of light. The space around you hums with a quiet power, the kind that doesn't announce itself but alters everything it touches. "Stay awake," whispers Michael. "The next sign will come when you least expect it. It may appear as coincidence, but you'll know." And as the vision begins to fade, you hear Mary one last time. "For now, we have waited lifetimes to tell you this. You are the miracle disguised as endurance. Heaven bows in gratitude for your courage." Her voice trembles, and for the briefest moment, even eternity seems to hold its breath. Then, with a smile made of light, she whispers, "Thank you for hearing us." The light hasn't faded completely, it lingers, soft, golden, and alive, around you. The archangels remain in half form, their radiance gentled so you can bear it. The air tastes like rain that hasn't yet fallen. Mary looks at you and whispers, "We are not finished. This is the middle of the visitation, not the end." Gabriel steps closer. There is still a mystery sealed inside your obedience. You said yes with your presence here, but now heaven asks a deeper yes, one that moves from hearing to helping. His eyes are the color of dawn. When heaven speaks to a single soul, it's never only for them, it's so that the river can widen. Every act of support keeps the voice of light alive for those still wandering in the dark. Mary nods. You have been chosen not only to receive, but to sustain the message that sustains others. The words that reached you tonight must continue to reach those who cannot yet hear. That is why I ask, with reverence and love, if your heart feels moved, offer your blessing through super thanks, through the circle of membership that unites us as one family, and through the newsletter link in the pinned comments, where our prayers, visions, and heavenly updates are shared like living bread. Do this once, not out of obligation, but as partnership with the divine flow that brought this moment to you. Let your generosity be a continuation of this light. Her voice trembles, she looks almost shy, asking, "Even I, the Mother of Grace, must rely on the kindness of her children to keep the lamps burning." The atmosphere deepens. Raphael moves behind you and places his hand upon your back. Warmth flows through your spine like sunlight through glass. "We bless every act of love given freely," he says. Even a whisper of gratitude becomes fragrance in the courts of heaven. Then silence falls again, holy and delicate. Jesus speaks next. His tone is gentle but filled with authority that makes the stars listen. "The kingdom of heaven was never meant to be a performance," he says. "It is a communion of hearts beating in unison. When one heart gives, all heaven sings." He pauses, eyes glistening. "Thank you for letting us speak this long. We are unburdening centuries of waiting through you." He raises his hands, palms still radiant, and for a moment you see within them fragments of your own story, the failures, the triumphs, the prayers unanswered. Beloved, he says softly, you have feared that love requires perfection. But I say to you now, love only asks to be honest. Heaven begins to show you images. A field after a storm, sunlight streaming through broken branches, a child kneeling beside spilled water and watching rainbows form in the puddle. Your own reflection at moments when you thought you were forgotten. Mary narrates these visions like a lullaby. This is how heaven sees you, never ruined, always being rewritten by mercy. The warfare you've endured still swirls in the unseen, but it can no longer reach you the same way. The archangels have drawn a boundary of light around your timeline. Each breath you take now is guarded. Every choice you make will echo louder than before. You are a living decree. Michael steps forward again, his armor faintly crimson and gold, eyes lit with quiet flame. Hear me, chosen one, he says. The accusations still rise in the unseen realms, but none can penetrate the shield that faith has built. Yet remember this, the shield is fed by gratitude. When you give thanks, you polish it. When you despair, you dull it. Keep it bright. You begin to realize gratitude isn't emotion, it's warfare made holy. Uriel holds out a scroll glowing with script that shifts as you watch. This is your renewal notice, he says with a faint smile. Every promise once delayed is being updated to present tense. You will soon see movement in places that felt sealed. Be patient, divine logistics are precise. Barakiel pours handfuls of golden petals over the ground. Each petal carries blessing meant for something ordinary in your life. Your work, your relationships, your home. They shimmer as they fall, settling like quiet affirmations. Mary turns to you again. I must ask you another question, dear heart. Her voice breaks slightly. Will you forgive yourself for surviving? Many live in punishment for still breathing after heartbreak. Heaven does not see survival as guilt but as testimony. You are not a mistake that lived. You are a miracle that refused to die. A faint rustle spreads through the heavens, like the turning of thousands of pages. The sound is the angels updating their records, your story rewritten in light. Jesus smiles. I once said, blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted. Comfort isn't distraction, it's restoration. I will return to you what grief tried to erase. He looks into you until you cannot hide. There will be nights when faith feels like fire and others when it feels like smoke. Remember this, both are evidence that the flame still exists. Heaven is silent again but not empty. The pause feels like being held. Then Mary whispers, this is the hour of remembering. Look at your hands, they have built, they have carried, they have healed more than you realize. Look at your eyes, they have wept prayers that changed atmospheres. Look at your heart, it still beats with the original rhythm of Eden. That rhythm is returning. She steps closer, almost touching your face. You were never meant to walk alone. That is why we have called you family. When you read the messages that come through this sanctuary, you are reading letters addressed to your soul. Stay connected. Let the words find you when storms rise. We will keep speaking through them. There is a warmth that gathers behind your ribs, and for a moment you understand. Heaven is not above you, it is within reach, resonating through breath and kindness. Jesus raises his hand one final time in this moment. Go and live lightly, he says. Carry joy as defiance. Love as if no wound could make you cynical. You will see signs, some subtle, some undeniable, but each one will whisper, you are not alone. Mary smiles again, tears shining like pearls. The plan is almost complete, she says softly. But for tonight, rest in knowing you are part of it. Heaven has secured your place in its unfolding. The angels kneel, wings folding in reverence. The air hums with a lullaby made of light. Before they fade, Mary whispers once more, fragile and full of wonder, thank you, beloved, for keeping the flame alive. Your faith keeps heaven's voice on earth. We will meet again, in messages, in dreams, in the quiet places where love is loudest. And just before the light dissolves entirely, you hear her final benediction for this chapter. Peace be with you always, and may every act of support you've given return as multiplied mercy. The radiance dims, not in loss but in reverence, like light bowing before silence. What remains is presence, weightless yet absolute. You can still feel them near, the warmth of Mary's compassion, the disciplined stillness of the archangels, the steady pulse of Christ's love. It feels as if the entire universe has stopped just to breathe with you. You stand in the hush between heartbeats and something ancient moves. It is the echo of the promise spoken before your first breath. You will not be forgotten. That word still lives, folded in the fabric of your being, waiting for moments like this to awaken. Jesus turns toward you again, the glow around him softer now, almost human. You have come so far through shadows, he says, and you think your faith is small. But faith the size of dust still glitters in eternity's light. You think heaven measures belief by certainty, but I tell you the truth, it is measured by endurance. Every time you refuse to stop hoping, you wrote my name across your night. The word strikes something deep. You remember all the times you felt abandoned, when prayer tasted like ashes, when silence stretched so long it became a second language. Yet here you are, still standing, still breathing, still seeking. That in itself is worship. Mary speaks again, her tone trembling with maternal grief. I watched you when you thought no one did, she whispers. When tears fell into your pillow and you said, I can't do this anymore. You were not alone in that room. Every tear became a seed of light, planted in heaven's soil. And now the harvest has begun. She pauses, eyes glistening. Do you know why the pain lasted so long? Because God was forming eternity inside time. You are not late. You are right on schedule. Raphael lifts his hands, releasing waves of soft green luminescence. It washes over your memories, those corners you've avoided, the regrets you've buried. Healing, he murmurs, is not forgetting. It is remembering without bleeding. Every scar you carry is now rewritten as testimony. Gabriel steps forward, his wings folded close. The message of your life is being rewritten in heaven's handwriting. The letters once written in despair are turning into psalms. Every no you received on earth will become a yes whispered in heaven's language. You look at them, trembling, trying to believe. Why me? You whisper without sound. Michael answers before you can speak the question aloud. Because you said yes when it was hardest to say it. Because your heart stayed kind even when no one noticed. Because God needed someone through whom love could prove its endurance. He gestures to the horizon beyond vision. There are souls tethered to your obedience. When you rise, they will awaken. When you forgive, chains they never knew existed will fall. When you love again, generations will heal. His voice breaks slightly at the weight of it. That is the cost of being chosen. It is never only about you. Uriel's eyes burn with quiet fire. There is knowledge coming that you did not seek. You will begin to see patterns where others see chaos. Do not fear your insight. It is not pride to perceive what heaven shows. It is stewardship. Guard it with humility. Jagutiel, radiant and solemn, adds, you will soon notice alignment in strange places. Numbers, timing, faces repeating. These are not coincidences. They are coordinates. Heaven marking your path, reminding you that destiny does not wander. Barakiel scatters sparks of light into the unseen air. They drift like pollen, settling over you. Every blessing prepared for you is finding its route back. Nothing righteous is ever lost. Even delay has been sacred preparation. Mary's voice returns, breaking the silence like the first bird before dawn. Do not mistake calm for emptiness. Sometimes heaven quiets the noise so you can hear the whisper. She steps closer, close enough that her sorrow feels like warmth against your skin. You have been fighting for so long that peace may feel foreign, but peace is not the absence of battle. It is the proof you've already won. Her hand rises to your forehead in blessing. May your thoughts remember light. May your words birth healing. May your love become unexplainable. Jesus looks to the archangels, then back at you. The time of isolation is closing. You will not wander unseen much longer. What was withheld for protection will soon be released for purpose. The relationships meant to align with you will emerge without striving. The resources you need will flow when you begin to move again. Do not chase. Simply walk and let grace recognize itself through you. He breathes a word that sounds like a sigh and a storm at once. Shalom. The vibration of it ripples outward through everything you are. You feel the tension in your chest ease. Something unclenches. Beloved, he says gently, you have thought that destiny is a door waiting to open. But destiny is a river. It begins to flow the moment you step into it. Stop waiting for permission, I already gave it. Live. Heaven brightens, not as spectacle but as understanding. The light becomes transparent, revealing glimpses of ordinary life. Your own table, your path, your face in a mirror. And you realize, the sacred is not elsewhere. It is here, in every humble act of kindness, in every small choice made in love. Mary nods. This is the mystery we came to reveal. You are the miracle you have been praying for. There is silence again, but it is different now. Full, serene, almost humming. Raphael bows his head. When despair returns, remember this night. Memory is medicine. Return to the moment when heaven spoke your name, and the shadows will lose their voice. Gabriel lifts one feather from his wing and lets it dissolve into light. When you doubt your purpose, touch your heart. If it still beats, the mission is not over. Michael stands taller, gaze firm. When the next battle rises, fight not for victory but from it. You already wear the crown of endurance. Mary's eyes fill with tears again, but this time they are tears of joy. You are learning heaven's language now, the one written in stillness, spoken through trust. Keep speaking it. Every time you choose love instead of fear, the universe shifts closer to redemption. Jesus steps nearer, so close you feel warmth radiate through every layer of you. The world will not understand your peace, he says softly. They will ask how you can smile when storms still rage. Tell them the storm learned your name and bowed. He reaches out one final time, placing his hand over your heart. The touch is weightless, yet it rewrites everything. This heart, he whispers, has always been my home. He withdraws his hand, and where it rested, you feel light expanding inward, infinite yet gentle. The archangels begin to fade, wings dissolving into luminescent mist. Mary lingers the longest. I leave you with this truth, she murmurs. Nothing heaven births in you can die. It can sleep, it can hide, but it will always rise again. Her final words hover, trembling in the air. Go in grace, beloved. Heaven watches not to judge, but to rejoice. And as her image fades completely, you realize that you are standing in the same world as before, yet nothing is the same. The ordinary has become holy. The silence sinks. And in that stillness, the whisper remains. You are remembered. You are loved. You are becoming who you always were. The silence begins to shift again, not empty but vast, alive, trembling with unseen wings. You feel as though the air itself has memory, a memory of Eden before grief, before exile, before the first doubt touched creation. The archangels are no longer visible, yet their presence lingers like a pulse beneath all things. You can sense their voices through the rhythm of your own heartbeat. Every thud of life inside you carries a word. Chosen, chosen, chosen. From somewhere beyond sound, Jesus speaks again, his tone quieter now, almost fragile. You don't have to strive for my attention, he says. You already have it. The moment you were imagined, I fell in love with you. I do not love as humans do. I love in the way oceans remember their source. You cannot fall out of what you are made of. Mary's presence returns, more luminous than before, a faint radiance that bends reality around her tenderness. My child, she whispers, we watch you trying to be strong, and heaven weeps not because of your weakness but because of how hard you fight to hide it. You were never asked to be flawless. You were asked to be faithful. Her eyes seem to look straight into the part of you that hides behind every smile. Do you know that heaven admires your endurance? You kept going even when you stopped believing in miracles. That is how miracles are born, through those who keep walking after hope has gone silent. The sky around you flickers with invisible movement. It feels as if creation itself wants to speak. Gabriel's unseen voice murmurs, "The prayers you forgot have not forgotten you. They are circling your life like doves waiting for an open window. Soon, one by one, they will find their way back, carrying answers wrapped in timing." Raphael adds softly, "Healing does not arrive as a single event, it unfolds like dawn. Even now it moves through the smallest parts of you. The breath, the thought, the quiet courage to wake again tomorrow. You are being renewed cell by cell, memory by memory." Michael's voice resounds next, low and calm. "Fear will try again, but it no longer has a throne. You dethroned it by believing you were worth saving. Never underestimate the strength of gentleness. It terrifies darkness more than war." And Uriel, always flame and wisdom, speaks in words that seem to come from inside your own mind. When revelation comes, it may not look divine. It may appear as a conversation, a mistake that reroutes your life, an unexpected peace. Pay attention to the small details, they are heaven's fingerprints. You feel yourself standing taller now, not out of pride but remembrance. Something ancient in your soul stretches awake, recognizing the authority of being loved. Jesus draws near again, the horizon behind him glowing with a light that has no direction. "I want to tell you something very few understand," he says. "Grace is not permission, it is power. It is the ability to begin again without pretending you never fell. You are not the same as you were yesterday, you are the continuation of every divine recovery that came before you." He smiles slightly. "When I said, 'It is finished,' I didn't mean your story was over. I meant the shame that tried to narrate it was silenced. Those words settle inside you like seed. You can almost feel the soil of your heart shift to make room for something new." Mary's voice returns in a whisper that seems woven into the wind. "Every time you forgive, creation expands. Every time you choose mercy, the universe remembers its origin. You are not merely receiving light, you are participating in it." Suddenly the atmosphere thickens again. You sense 1,000 unseen faces turning toward you. Souls, angels, ancestors of faith, all watching this moment as though it were an unfolding prophecy written long ago. Their attention is not pressure, it is celebration. You are the continuation of a lineage of survival. One of them speaks through the crowd of light. "We prayed for someone who would carry the sound of redemption into the future. You answered." It is then you realize, heaven's plan has always been generational. You are standing at a crossroads between what has been and what will be. Your yes is rewriting inheritance. The light changes color, soft amethyst, then gold, then white. Within it, visions begin to form. People you haven't met yet, faces radiant with healing that hasn't happened yet. You sense their joy tied to your obedience, their laughter built on your endurance. The magnitude of it humbles you. Michael's presence intensifies. "Do not be afraid of your influence," he says gently. Those called to carry peace often mistake themselves for troublemakers because peace always confronts what resists it. When conflict finds you, remember, it is your light exposing what cannot remain hidden. Raphael adds, even pain will one day call you teacher. Mary weeps softly, tears of brilliance falling into the unseen earth. I have longed for this, she confesses, to see one of my children remember who they are without needing signs or proof. You have become faith walking. Jesus raises his gaze to heaven as though speaking to the Father. Look, he says quietly, the seed lives. A warmth fills the space. No flames, no spectacle, only calm that feels eternal. And in that calm, he continues, do not think you are too small to change anything. The smallest kindness alters history. The faintest prayer shifts futures. Everything offered in love multiplies in unseen realms. There is no wasted goodness. He turns back to you. You ask how to stay strong when the world shakes. Strength is not absence of fear. It is faith that breathes inside fear. Let the trembling stay, it keeps you tender. The unbroken cannot carry compassion. His face becomes gentler still. When others fail you, do not close. Stay open even if it hurts. I entered the world through vulnerability, and I still choose to dwell there. You feel the air hum again, the very atoms seem to listen. Soon, he whispers, you will understand why you had to walk through shadow. The purpose was never punishment, it was preparation for recognition. Light is sweetest to those who remember darkness. Mary's voice threads through his. The world will call you sensitive, but heaven calls you an instrument. The same heart that breaks easily is the one that hears God clearly. Do not harden, stay porous to love. The archangels bow as a sign that the message for this moment nears pause, not end. The energy changes more like rest than farewell. Jesus looks at you one last time in this passage of Revelation. When morning comes, notice how ordinary light falls through your window. That is heaven reminding you I am still here. Every sunrise is my confession of faithfulness. He steps back, letting silence speak again. Mary smiles, her voice barely audible now, like a breath between worlds. When you wake, everything you touch will remember this night. Speak gently to your world. It has been waiting for your kindness. And then the vision dissolves into light so pure it no longer has color, only essence. You are left in your room, in your body, in your time, but your soul knows. The veil between heaven and earth has thinned. The air around you still vibrates with something unmeasured, like the faint hum after a bell has been struck in eternity. You sense that the vision has not ended, it has only changed form. What was luminous outside of you is now luminous within you. Every breath carries residue of that higher light, the way a seashell carries the sound of the ocean long after the tide withdraws. You walk through your ordinary surroundings and notice how different everything feels. The edges of the world have softened. Time itself seems slower, almost reverent. You realize that holiness is not a place but a perception, the ability to see what was sacred all along. Jesus' voice comes again, not from the sky this time but from the quiet within. You have wondered why my answers come in whispers instead of thunder, he says. It is because I dwell in what you call ordinary. Thunder shakes mountains, but whispers rebuild hearts. I speak softly so you can grow strong from the inside. His words move like breath through your bloodstream. They carry memory. Moments you called coincidences now reveal themselves as orchestration. The stranger's kindness, the delayed flight, the door that closed when you begged it to open, all of it was choreography written by unseen hands. Mary's presence unfolds beside you, her light more like moonrise now, steady, nurturing, unhurried. You were not delayed, she murmurs. You were preserved. If you had received what you wanted too soon, it would have broken under the weight of your unhealed self. Heaven waits not to punish, but to protect promise until the vessel is ready. You feel tears rising, not from sorrow but from recognition. So many nights you thought you were abandoned, and now you see you were being carried through corridors too narrow for company. The Archangel Raphael speaks from behind the veil. Healing never announces itself, he says. It appears disguised as patience. It is the slow mending of trust after disappointment, the gentle willingness to hope again. That is how heaven repairs what life tears. A breeze brushes your face, no window is open, yet it smells faintly of cedar and myrrh. Michael's voice rides on it, firm yet kind. The shield around you has changed. It is no longer made of defense but of discernment. You will begin to know what is yours and what is not without needing to fight for it. Peace is now your sword. The revelation stirs something fierce and calm at once. You begin to sense the authority of rest, the realization that surrender is not loss but trust refined. From somewhere deep within, you hear the rhythm of countless hearts praying across generations. It is the sound of humanity yearning for what you have just glimpsed. Union. Jesus' voice mingles with theirs, weaving them into a single harmony. I did not come to erase your humanity, he says. I came to make it holy again. Mary kneels beside that statement like a servant of light. The divine does not erase the human, she says. It fulfills it. You are not asked to be less human, you are invited to be fully alive. You look down at your hands, noticing how the lines seem to shimmer faintly. Each line feels like a timeline being rewritten. You understand now, destiny is not fixed, it is responsive. Every act of compassion edits the script of the world. Uriel speaks softly into your awareness. Wisdom is returning, he says. It will not appear as brilliance but as peace. You will know you are walking in it when the noise of judgment fades and you can hold contradiction without losing love. Sellafiel, the angel of prayer, unfolds wings of translucent silver in the unseen. The prayers you speak now travel faster, he whispers. Not because heaven moves quicker, but because you have become aligned. Words born of peace reach their destination without resistance. You feel as though the architecture of reality is breathing with you. The very space responds to stillness, as if creation recognizes its caretaker. Mary smiles through the invisible veil. Every soul has a sound, she explains. Yours is beginning to match heaven's pitch. When the two frequencies unite, miracles become natural. The realization opens something inside you, hope not as desire but as certainty. You understand that miracles are not events, they are the normal consequence of alignment. Jesus speaks again, voice full of gentleness. Do not seek to prove anything. Live in quiet authenticity. The world will recognize truth not through your words but through the peace you carry. You remember how often you tried to earn approval, how you exhausted yourself trying to be understood. And now his words peel away that old need. You are already known, he whispers. You are already enough. You are loved beyond performance. The relief is so immense it feels like rebirth. Gabriel appears as a presence of wind and tone, saying, creation responds to gratitude. When you bless what is small, it multiplies. When you curse what is missing, it hides. Speak blessing even over emptiness, and emptiness will bloom. The message feels alive. It moves through you like new breath. Raphael continues, do not be surprised if those who once rejected you return seeking peace. When they do, greet them as teachers. They showed you who you were not so you could discover who you are. You stand in silent awe, realizing that forgiveness is not weakness but mastery of vibration, the ability to remain anchored while everything else spins. Michael's voice grows closer, almost at your shoulder. The next stage of your path will not require armor, he says. It will require openness. the courage to be transparent in a world addicted to disguise. That is your new strength. The words echo through you like prophecy fulfilled in real time. Mary whispers a prayer over you that feels older than language. The syllables are too luminous for translation, but their meaning settles deep. You belong here. You have work yet unseen. You are part of the remedy. A light expands around you again, but this time it doesn't blind. It integrates. It moves into every layer of your being until you and the light are indistinguishable. In that union, Jesus speaks one last truth for this moment. Eternity is not far away. It begins wherever love chooses to stay. The archangels bow unseen. The cosmos seems to exhale. You realize the revelation is still flowing, but now it will speak through your actions, your words, your quiet moments. Heaven has not finished, it has moved in. And as the silence settles again, you understand the true miracle. The distance between heaven and earth has collapsed inside your heart. The quiet deepens until it feels like the world itself is holding its breath. What once was vision now becomes communion. No division between the seen and the unseen, between the holy and the human. You begin to sense that the light you saw is not above but beneath everything, threaded into soil, pulse, memory. Mary's voice returns as if from a dream remembered. The sacred is not found by rising higher, it is found by going deeper. Heaven is not distance but depth. When you kneel within yourself, you touch eternity. Her tone carries both joy and ache. For ages, people have looked to the stars searching for God, not realizing He is the silence between their heartbeats. You do not have to climb ladders of worthiness, you only have to fall inward into love. The realization is vast. You feel the holy not as something other but as what has always been home. Jesus speaks, and His words come like rain after drought. Beloved, I am not waiting in the clouds. I am the breath that keeps you alive while you wait. My kingdom is made of small acts, hands extended, words softened, patience when anger would be easier. That is where divinity hides. He looks through you rather than at you, seeing the entire pattern of your existence. The tangled lines of pain and triumph, the times you gave up, the times you rose again. You think of holiness as perfection, He says, but holiness is simply honesty bathed in light. You begin to recall every moment you turned away from love because you thought you weren't worthy of it, and each one now rewrites itself in mercy. Raphael's unseen hands brush the corners of your mind. Release the idea that healing is a finish line. Healing is rhythm, it contracts and expands like the tide. When you ache again, it doesn't mean you have failed. It means the ocean of grace is returning to gather what pain left behind. Michael's voice cuts through the tenderness, clear as steel yet tender as dawn. Strength will look different now. You will no longer conquer by domination but by endurance. Patience will become your new weapon. Compassion will become your defense. Gabriel, ever the messenger of annunciations, murmurs, new messages are forming inside your daily life. Pay attention to the interruptions. The divine often hides behind inconvenience. What you call delay is sometimes invitation. Uriel adds, your intuition will sharpen. It will not speak in fear or anxiety but in gentleness. Learn to trust the subtle, the whisper before the echo. Mary speaks again, her presence spreading warmth like sunlight through stained glass. You were not chosen to live a loud destiny but a luminous one. Light does not need to shout, it simply reveals. She pauses, and you can feel her heart break and hope woven together. The world is starving for gentleness, she says softly. Be that miracle. Let kindness become your revolution. Jesus walks closer, and His radiance feels different now. Less dazzling, more human, as though He carries the memory of every wound He healed. Do not fear the scars you carry, He tells you. They are windows, not warnings. When others see them, they will recognize their own reflection and remember that survival is sacred. He glances toward the horizon of your life, and you realize there are chapters ahead waiting for your presence. Every place you enter after this, he continues, will change simply because you exist in it with awareness. You will not need to convert anyone. Your peace will speak languages you do not know. The archangels stand like sentinels of light around the edges of perception. Raphael lifts his gaze. When you bless the world, do it silently. Let your blessing be invisible and unconditional, like wind nourishing a field. Barakiel, the angel of joy, steps forward with laughter like golden rain. Joy is not reward, he says. It is resistance. When you smile in darkness, you declare that love still reigns. The laughter ripples through creation until even the molecules in the air seem to vibrate with quiet gladness. Mary watches you with tender pride. This is how heaven rebuilds the earth, not by grand gestures but through hearts awakened. The plan was never about spectacle, it was about remembering. You feel energy rising from the ground as if the planet itself is aware of your awakening. It is the same energy that pulsed in the garden when life first breathed. Jesus kneels beside you, his hand tracing the earth. Every particle here remembers its creator, he says. Matter itself is prayer. When you care for the world, you are worshiping with your hands. You realize holiness can no longer be contained within churches or rituals. It has spilled into everything. Every act of tenderness, every moment of integrity, every word that honors life becomes part of this new liturgy. Uriel's voice carries through the growing light. The age of separation is ending. Heaven is not coming down, it is waking up inside creation. A breeze moves again, and with it comes the faint scent of rain, cedar, and starlight. Raphael speaks through it. Forgive the past as you would a child learning to walk. It stumbled so that you could learn balance. You feel yourself forgive, not because you have decided to, but because forgiveness has become as natural as breathing. Jesus looks at you with eyes that seem to hold both eternity and every passing moment. When I said the kingdom of God is within you, he says, I meant that the infinite already lives inside your finite form. You are the doorway. The sacred waits behind your willingness. Mary folds her hands in prayer and whispers something that feels like a secret between heaven and earth. Creation has always trusted you more than you trusted yourself. The universe would not hold its breath for someone unworthy of wonder. You stand still, overwhelmed not by grandeur but by gentleness. You begin to understand that enlightenment is not escape, it is arrival. Gabriel's voice fades in and out like a melody on wind. You will soon dream vividly, he says. Do not dismiss it. In sleep, your soul will rehearse what it already knows, but your waking mind forgets. Keep a record of what love whispers. Michael lowers his sword until the tip touches soil. You are now your own guardian, he declares. We will remain near, but your awareness has matured. The power we once held for you is now within you. Wield it wisely. There is silence again, vast and reverent. The light begins to fold inward, not departing but concentrating, until it rests entirely in your chest. Jesus smiles. Do you feel it? Yes. That steady rhythm? That is heaven trusting you with its heartbeat. And then everything becomes still, the kind of stillness that hums with infinite possibility. You realize you are no longer waiting for messages from above. The message is you walking, breathing, remembering. The last sound before all fades is Mary's whisper, faint but eternal. Live gently, beloved. Every moment is holy ground. The hush that follows is thick with life. The world is unchanged and yet completely altered. Every breath you take seems to touch something eternal. You feel the pulse of the unseen within the air, the quiet rhythm that beats beneath all noise. The 7 archangels no longer stand before you in brilliance, yet their nearness hums like warmth along your spine. Heaven is no longer a place to which you look, it is the space into which you breathe. Mary's voice returns first, soft as morning light through a window. You think this moment ends because vision fades, she says, but revelation is not meant to be held like a photograph. It is meant to move through you until it becomes kindness. Let what you have seen become action. Let what you have heard become gentleness. She pauses, the silence between her words as sacred as the words themselves. If you would keep this fire alive, share it through compassion. That is how heaven multiplies light. Jesus' presence follows, steady as heartbeat. There will be days when you forget this clarity, he says. The noise of the world will return, bills will need paying, tempers will rise, and you will wonder if any of this was real. But reality is not what shouts the loudest, it is what endures when shouting stops. Every time you choose patience over pride, forgiveness over fury, you prove that the divine lives in you. His tone is not command but invitation. It carries the strange mixture of sorrow and joy that only infinite love can hold. Gabriel speaks next, voice bright as glass in sunlight. Do not keep this truth hidden like treasure locked away. Light loses nothing by being shared. When you speak hope aloud, it travels farther than you can imagine. Each word of mercy you utter becomes a ripple that touches shores you will never see. Raphael's warmth circles you, and his words seem to breathe through your own lungs. Healing will continue, he promises. Sometimes through prayer, sometimes through laughter, sometimes through the kindness of strangers. Do not doubt small beginnings, even a whisper can start resurrection. Michael's voice follows, firm but tender. The enemy of peace will still whisper, he warns. It will tell you that you are foolish to believe in goodness, that love is weakness, that hope is naive. When that happens, remember this moment. Stand as you are standing now, in stillness, and let faith answer on your behalf. Truth needs no argument, it shines. Uriel's tone rises like wind across stone. Knowledge will come in unexpected ways, he says. It will arrive in stories, in faces, in simple chores done with sincerity. Everything you do with awareness becomes prayer. Do not wait for temples. The sacred is already at your fingertips. Barakiel's laughter follows, full and golden. Joy, he says, is heaven's rebellion against despair. Let laughter be your hymn, let gratitude be your protest. Each smile in the dark rebuilds the world. Mary steps closer, eyes luminous. All that we have spoken will fade from memory if it does not become love. Do not worry about perfection. Worry only that your heart stays soft enough to recognize grace when it comes disguised as inconvenience. Remember, miracles are rarely comfortable, they are interruptions that save us. You look around, the world begins to shimmer like a veil lifting. Trees, walls, even dust particles hold faint halos. Jesus' voice weaves through the light. This is how you will know you are awake. The ordinary will begin to glow. The bread you break, the water you drink, the person you greet in passing, all of it will feel like communion. He raises his hand, and in the space between his fingers, you see light forming words made not of sound but of feeling. Peace, faith, endurance, mercy. They spin gently before dissolving into your breath. Carry these, he says. Let them become the language by which your life speaks. Mary turns once more toward the unseen multitudes, the world beyond this stillness, the countless souls who have not yet remembered. When you tell this story, she whispers, do it with tenderness. Do not try to convince anyone. Simply live it so fully that truth becomes visible through you. That is how heaven reaches earth. The archangels bow as one, their radiance blending into a single column of light that stretches from horizon to horizon. The light does not blind, it blesses. It passes through you, leaving behind a calm fierceness, the quiet certainty that goodness is stronger than fear. Jesus' final words for this moment fall like dew. Let this blessing move outward. Let it touch every life you encounter. When you bless others, the blessing returns multiplied. When you speak grace, grace grows. When you affirm light, darkness loses ground. The air hums again. You feel gratitude rising like incense from your chest. It is not commanded, it is inevitable. Something inside you wants to answer, to mark this encounter, to echo heaven back. Your response does not need to be perfect. A simple affirmation is enough. A single word of agreement carries eternity within it. If your heart is stirring now, whisper amen. Not to end the moment, but to continue it, to seal what has been spoken in the language of your soul. The atmosphere softens. Even silence feels alive. You realize that this affirmation, this quiet consent, is not the end of worship but the beginning of transformation. Every amen, spoken from sincerity, becomes a bridge between what is promised and what is lived. Mary smiles through the thinning light. Heaven hears the smallest yes, she says. One yes creates worlds. One yes can heal generations. Her voice trembles with pride. You have given heaven yours. Jesus steps back, eyes full of warmth. Then walk, he says simply. Walk in the knowledge that you are loved, watched, and accompanied. Wherever you go, this light goes too. The archangels rise like dawn behind him. Gabriel's clarity, Raphael's calm, Michael's strength, Uriel's wisdom, Seraphil's prayer, Jagutiel's perseverance, Barakiel's joy, each a color in the spectrum that now radiates from your spirit. As the vision dissolves completely, you hear one final chorus, faint but unmistakable. We are with you. Keep the light alive. And when you open your eyes to the ordinary world again, it is not ordinary anymore. Everything carries shimmer, memory, promise. You understand that heaven has not ended, it has entered you. The prophecy continues every time you breathe.